Oh boy, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, BitChute, Minds.com, DTube, if that's still around. So many, some have came and gone. Some are still around. There's a lot more. You got streaming sites too, podcasting sites too. But social media or social experiment. Social media or or social experiment. Social media or social experiments. Y'all gotta wake up. Please, folks, wake up. Oh, we have civil liberties, we got rights and regulations. No, you don't. No, you don't. You know they putting that stuff on servers, our information, our dialogue, our commentaries, our podcast. All this stuff is being recorded and put on people's servers. Yes, we are being recorded. This is why y'all brothers and sisters that be acting stupid and saying things against the government and getting terminated. Because it's like making a prank 911 call and threatening the Capitol Hill like that. What you think is going to happen? They're going to come seek that location out with Secret Service people or FBI people to see where that phone call came from. So that's the old days. Now it's the new days. Now you got this super information highway that was at one point was not going to be allowed to the civilians of the United States of America, meaning that it was already private industry, DOD, the Department of Defense, DOD, Department of Defense. Yes, the internet been around a long time. They already had it. They just didn't release it to the civilians, the public. But the Department, the Department of the Defense already had the internet. It was going to be secret, private industry, but I guess they made a deal, or a law was passed to let it be a civilian thing, a citizens thing. And now here we have the super information highway. And counter surveillance or surveillance over who? The sheeple, which is who? Us. The big old octopus, the internet, the octopus with many tentacles, and we are being spied on. That's why I wonder why people trip. Some of my brothers and sisters that's on YouTube, I've been shadow banned. Oh, what are you saying? These people already gave you the rules and the rights. No cyberbullying. What you expect? They gave people the right to flag your commentary. Okay. And when you try to get bigger than this YouTube and try to talk against this establishment, of course. Because now they're going to call it terroristic threats. So, yeah, they're going to terminate your channel. See? That's the way the game is played, people. And some people don't like it. Well, it's time for you to make your rogue the whole 9, the whole 10. Meaning you're going to have to create your own website. Get your merchant accounts, get someone to know how to do that so you can get paid for your site and do your videos. Or create you something duplicate of YouTube. Just like TikTok done the same thing. TikTok is just a derivative or alternative to YouTube. So is other many sites that do video hosting. Who do they think they got it from? The mother, which is what? YouTube. Okay? My thing is, I see people, my brothers and sisters, like, what do you expect? What do you expect? and that's purposely you knew that was gonna happen. Okay, some people, and you got to realize this. Some people you don't hear from no more. That was their whole thing. It went viral a couple times. They made some money through the modernization and the watch hours. You know, they got some funmies in. They got some cash apps in. As far as their commentary is concerned, they got their quota, and they knew they was gonna get terminated. Then they went on out, let they let their nuts hang, what have you, let their ovaries and nuts hang, what have you, and boom, they say I don't care anyway. I got what I wanted, so they got paid. And right, a lot of people just come here. Look, like I tell you, you got to realize a lot of people just come here to get the bag, and then once they been get striked and all this, so they say, you know what, I don't care. I got what I wanted. That's it. That's why certain YouTubers you don't hear from no more because they got what they wanted. They got their bag and rolled. That was their whole. That was their whole scheme of things anyway. Now I gotta keep reminding you, people is not they. You got a lot of fake personalities on here. They're not in it to win it for the cause. So they're in it to stir up hysteria, confusion, and illusion and delusion to get money. That's their whole scheme of things through digital ways and stuff like that, through internet ways. And then they go on the Houdini for good. They disappear. Yeah. Or they might drift off to, you got a lot of people that left YouTube and on TikTok now doing the same thing. Then when they get tired of TikTok, they're going to go somewhere else. Because you got new alternatives popping up everywhere. And then you got people on YouTube. You got people on, look, you got people on YouTube. You got people on TikTok. You got people on Instagram. You got people on all the sites. They try to get all the sites. Same, like one individual got multiple. If you can't get him or her on YouTube, you can get them on TikTok. You can't get them on TikTok, you can get them on Facebook. You can't get them on Facebook, you can get them on Instagram. You can't get them on Instagram, you get them on Minds.com. Can't get them on Minds.com, you get them on BitChute. Yep. You got people that does this. Yes, they do. They do this. They in it, I guess, to win it. Before you know it, they on podcast sites. And then they create their own podcast, and then they create their own website. It's how far you want to go, or it's how low you want to go. That's the way it is. You fly high or fly low. That's the way it is. That's the game of things. Social media game. Yeah. There's some good YouTubers up here. Then there's a whole bunch of characters, false facers, frosters, and scammers, and jammers, and distractors, and you know, it's the mob, man. It's the mob. It's a social media mob. You got to know this is information, super information highway. But what trips me out, what have me laughing sometimes 100 is really not that funny. People so naive, they think our stuff ain't being recorded. Every time you make a video, they record that video. It's like when y'all do that underground stuff and thinking, yeah, baby, we seeing you. That stuff don't come down. Don't you know they got scam flicks from the 1920s up here on social media? Al Capone days, Prohibition days. Yeah, even got some sisters in some of them getting it on with the bootlegging dudes. Yeah, and them Jones from the 1920s and 30s, real to real, black and white, fine looking black sisters. So what you think? You show that stuff now in 2020? You think that's not if they got stuff all the way from the 1920s and the 30s and all? You think they gonna bring the stuff down in this time period? Or the 70s, and you got the 60s to 70s, all that stuff up there, all the way up until now, since the 1920s. Yep. So what does it tell you? They don't take that stuff down. you got people that's great grandmothers that said, "Oh my goodness, yeah, you still up there. You got old dudes still living. They grandsons, pops, I seen you when you was young. You what? Oh son, grandson, I'm sorry. Yeah, that stuff don't come down. Or granddaughter, I'm sorry. Yeah, stuff do not come down, man. So if that don't come down, our videos don't come down. They are put up on the shelf. You may not could get to them, but they got them. So that's the way it goes, man. That's why people keep telling y'all, say if y'all can put your videos on a either external or internal drive on a 4 or 5 terabyte drive. That's why people you need to invest in those drives so you can save your content. So you have your library, or do it the old school way. Make your data disk and put it on CD-ROM or DVD. I think you do a DVD like that too. I think you can. You put it on DVD too, and make get what they call it, a dual layer. You get a 2 hour DVD instead of regular 120. I think it's 120, something like that minutes. But dude, you gotta get that dual layer. Get the dual layer. Dual layer like 4 hours. I think. Yeah, either 2 or 4 hour joint. It depends. And save your information on it. You put operation. You can put operating systems on the dual layer and everything. Put like 2 operating systems on it, probably even more. Yeah. Basically, just save your content. Back up if you're serious about being a content creator. Back up your storage and save your stuff. You know, you can go back. You can piggyback off your old commentary, build on it, or do anniversary commentary. You know, come out with classics every couple years and put them back on the shelf. Yeah. Re-upload. Yeah. But yeah, don't think by 1 minute y'all not being recorded. I'm being recorded. Don't think these phones you get it don't got chips in them that can spout. They got stuff. Don't think your camera. Don't you know they can spy on you? They don't tell you everything when they make these phones. They got tracking systems built into these phones. Don't you know that? So you got to understand. You especially you've been born here. That's it. And these times that you are being watched. But they're not gonna think if you ain't making no noise, they ain't gonna pay attention to you anyway. But you still being monitored. But if you ain't shaking no bushes, you ain't rocking no big boulders and making a tremendous difference as far as shaking up the masses, they're not gonna pay attention to you. You're just gonna be one of the whatevers. That's how they feel. That's how these arrogant ass people feel. They to them, you are not important. You're not even in their atmosphere. That's the way they feel about you. You better understand this.